Bob Hope Buick Show. Brought to you by the special size Buick Special. Buick Luxury and Go. Yet the special sells for less than most models of the low price field. And by the full size Buick for $61. As fine, as new as you can go. Bob Hope Buick Sports Awards Show with these stars: Joe Bolino, Norman Van Brocklin, Wilt Chamberlain, Pancho Gonzalez, Dick Groth, Rayford Johnson, Jerry Lucas, Barry Mckay, Roger Maris, Arnold Palmer, Lloyd Patterson, Dana Andrews, Lucille Ball, Julie London, Jane Mansfield, Dean Martin, Ronald Reagan, Ginger Rogers, Jane Russell, Tuesday Wells, Esther Williams, Jane Wyman. Music by David Rose and his orchestra. And now, here is the star of our show, Bob Hope.
Thank you very much. Thank you. How do you do, ladies and gentlemen of America? You've had the blizzard. Now here comes another snow job. Yes, sir. Once again, Buick and Buick Special, the best of both worlds, present Bob Hope, who may do better in the next one. How about that weather in the East? It's the worst winter in 60 years. The TV repairmen were making a fortune. Then the people found out it was real snow. Two big satellite projects got underway this past week. The Russians launched a 7-ton Sputnik, and CBS sent Jackie Gleason up again. No, it's all very confusing now. When people say, "Did you catch Jack last night?" you don't know whether they mean Gleason, Parr, or the president. Gleason laid such a large bomb on his new show, he's been living for 3 weeks on the fallout. They dropped the show, but the apologies were picked up for 39 weeks. It was one of the shortest runs on television. By the time Jackie said, "and away we go," the show was gone. And it took a lot of courage for Gleason to apologize. I know it took a lot of courage. I could hear it splashing in the coffee cup. I shouldn't get too cocky. I may be on next week explaining this one. Now that Gleason is one of the biggest talents on television. I have a 21-inch screen, and all I've seen so far is his belt buckle. But imagine ad-libbing for a half hour. It just proves my theory that real comedians don't need the help of other actors or scripts or writers. What they do need is somebody to hold the idiot card straight. Now, but Gleason's going to stay in comedy. He's got to stay in comedy. Imagine what would happen to him if they put him on a Western. On a horse. Instant dachshund. And that big Russian Sputnik knocked our space chimp right off the front pages. You know, the space race is just like show business. One day you're flying, the next day you're back in the zoo working for peanuts. Now, Russia has a different program. They're sending up people to find out if it's safe enough for monkeys. And I don't understand why we're sending all those monkeys on space trips. When it becomes commercial, none of those chimps will be able to afford it. The monkey's name was Ham. No relation. And the chimp looked down from 150 miles up and radioed back, "What the heck did you put in that banana?" No, the minute the monkey came down, the head scientist shook his hand and said, "You've done it. Here's your California driver's license." No, our space program is doing okay. We have 7 men astronauts ready to go and 1 woman astronaut. You never can tell. There might be some planet we want to be friends with. Hey, women are better suited for the loneliness of space travel. Just give them a telephone and a hairdryer and they're happy for years. Of course, there's bound to be a little trouble when blast-off time rolls around. Can't you see our 7 male astronauts pointing to the dame and saying, ladies first? And you can't blame her for wanting to go. What woman could resist floating around in space and calling her best friend to say, Clara, guess what? I just lost 118 pounds. And she'll have on an anti-gravity garment. I don't know what's so new about that. I know lots of women that wear them. In fact, but enough about my problem. And you read about former President Eisenhower driving his own car for the first time in 20 years. Isn't that something? Ike just started driving. He did very well. He ran over a Democrat. You remember Ike? He was the pro at the White House. No, he'll have a lot of time now to play golf. The unemployment office doesn't have many jobs in his category. But I hope he enjoys himself. And Ike's score should improve now. He can write down any number he wants to without some Secret Service man going. Now, we hope you like our show tonight. It's a different kind of show for us, an all-sports show with the greatest sports stars in the country. Sort of a liniment spectacular. The whole thing was shot in the steam room at the Y. Now we have champions of tennis, baseball, basketball, track, boxing, football, and golf. For those of you who like sports, and we have some of the most beautiful girls in Hollywood for you independent thinkers. I want to thank the president for his telegram. He's very interested in sports and sent us this wire. Quote, I'm delighted to learn of the Sports Award program, which will be shown on February 15th, and I believe that this occasion will help to highlight the ideals of sportsmanship and the objectives of physical fitness, which are so important to our national welfare. You have an outstanding array of sports talent, and I know this will be a notable event. Regards, John F. Kennedy. Unquote. Thank you very much. I thought that was very nice, considering how busy the president is. In 1 week, President Kennedy completed his cabinet appointments, held 2 press conferences, sent food to West Virginia, gave a State of the Nation address, and met 2 pilots at the airport. Somebody ought to tell him the campaign's over. No wonder he doesn't have time for a haircut. Oh, I wonder whose job he's after. And the Republicans are grumbling already. They claim you don't have a chance unless you're a chimp or a brother. But things are working out. Khrushchev's coming back here in March. He read the reviews of his last visit in Providence. He thinks he was a hit. President Kennedy's been on television with 2 ad-lib press conferences. He's got more nerve than Jackie Gleason. And he's starting to make his move. Kennedy's going to provide aid to the children of jobless workers. It may not create more employment, but it'll certainly create more children. And unemployment benefits are being extended so that people who never had job security can now be securely unemployed. And I think President Kennedy has picked some pretty good help. Harvard is emptier than our treasury. That's quite a thing. There's so many professors in the cabinet, you can't leave the White House without raising your hand. Secretary of Defense was 20 minutes late for a meeting. He had to bring a note from his mother. And they're doing great, but one little thing worries me. What if a war starts during recess? And the Kennedy children moved into the White House. No, I mean their children. The young ones. first time the pat of her little feet won't be Drew Pearson's. Little Caroline was perfectly at home. She had her dinner, kissed her parents, went upstairs and said her prayers. God bless Mommy and Daddy, my baby brother, and everybody who isn't a Republican. It'll take a little time for her to get used to the White House. It's tough to explain that 3 of her dolls were Secret Service men. How would you like it if your teddy bear took a 5-minute break for a cigarette? Thank you very much. In the field of professional basketball, one man is virtually the unanimous choice. Here he is, the star of the Philadelphia Warriors, Wilt Chamberlain, right here. Sir. Wilt, you've been an outstanding basketball player in high school, college, and now with the pros. What one thing would you say has helped you to reach the heights?
My appetite.
Now, you're being too modest when you give too much credit to your height. You know, size isn't the all-important factor.
Oh, I realized that when I was a kid. I could have been short, but I turned it down, Bob.
Great what they can do with elevator shoes. Well, what sort of a defense do they use against you?
Well, they tried man-to-man and gang guarding me with 2 or 3 men.
I heard one team had what they thought was a perfect defense against you. They locked the dressing room door. But you scored 38 points through the transom.
Did you ever play any basketball, Bob?
8 years in high school.
Well, the game has certainly changed since then.
Now I know how Mickey Rooney feels. The game sure has changed. We used to shoot like this. Now you shoot like this. Let me show you what I mean. That's Wilt, number 13 in the white uniform. And he lays it in, falling away. Now he's 13 in the black jersey. Watch this. He leaps up, pivots, and dumps it in. 2 more points. Dig this action. He loses the ball now right in here. He grabs it, fakes, and hits again. There he is. And here to present the award is one of the all-time greats of basketball, the girl who has inspired more timeouts than anybody, Miss Jane Mansfield. Right here. Wonderful.
Hi.
How are you?
Jane, have you ever seen Wilt play?
Oh, yes, and I think he's a great pitcher.
No, Gracie, you're thinking of baseball. You're thinking of baseball, honey. A pitcher's the fellow that stands on the mound.
Well, he isn't exactly standing in a hole.
Miss Mansfield, haven't you ever watched the basketball team in action?
Oh, no, they usually watch me. I have seen you play. I really have seen you play, and I want to congratulate you for setting the record for scoring.
Thank you.
How many baskets did you kick this year?
Jane, you don't kick baskets in this game. You throw them.
Oh, well, then how many games did you throw this year?
Please, will you give him the award before we're arrested? Will you, please?
Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you, darling. And now we come to the outstanding professional tennis player. The judges have selected a man who made it the hard way. In 1948, after being ranked number 17, he won the National Singles Championship, and he came back next year to win the Nationals and U.S. Clay Court titles. The following year, he turned professional and was soundly beaten by Jack Kramer, 96 matches to 27, and was well on his way to oblivion. However, he came back to win the professional title in 1954, 55, and 56. 57, 58, 59, and 60. A victory record that is untouched and will probably never be broken. The outstanding professional tennis champion, Richard Pancho Gonzalez. Pancho, congratulations. Richard, I should say. Say, you're a pretty big guy for a game like tennis.
Well, Bob, you don't let those white pants or shorts fool you, because this is really not a sissy's game.
He's trying to tell me something. Say, I understand, Pancho, that you're a pretty tough competitor out there on the court.
Well, you have to fight to win, Bob, and when I'm playing against Barry Mckay or Lou Holt, I hate them both.
I know what you mean, Pancho. I'm not too fond of Jack Benny and Red Skelton. And I begin to hate the horses on wagon train. Let's take a look at you in action. Now, here's Pancho in action on the back court. Now, watch this slam. Zink. There it is, into the deep freeze. Now he switches to the forecourt. Two cannonball serves. That does it. Everybody jumps. That was great, Pancho. It's easy to see why you're the pro champ. Now, here to present your award is a gal who doesn't know a thing about tennis, but I'd volley with her any day. A fellow Californian, Miss Julie London, right here.
Congratulations, Pancho.
Thank you, Julie. I've always admired your work.
Well, thank you. I've always admired your play.
I hope she's talking about tennis.
Miss London, I'm a great fan of your records, and I have all your albums.
Oh, well, thanks again. Which one is your favorite record?
Well, I haven't gotten to the records yet. I haven't gotten beyond the covers.
I better break this up before he needs restringing. Pancho, congratulations from all of us, and good luck on the tour ahead.
My thanks to you both and to the sports writers, too.
Good night. Good night. Thought the Navy would come up with a more powerful weapon than the atomic sub, but here he is, the man the sports writers voted All-American college football player, the Navy's great halfback, Joe Bolino, right here. At ease. Smoke if you like. This is all of you? I mean, this is it? This is what wrecked the Army?
That's right.
Well, so long.
Where are you going?
Going out to sell my war bonds. Now, frankly, Joe, I'm a little surprised no one would ever take you for a football player.
Well, that goes both ways, Bob.
How do you mean?
No one could ever take you for a comedian.
I'll quit if you will. Joe, we have some film showing your exploits against Army. Would you like to see it?
Love to, Bob.
Watch this. He's the only man to score 3 touchdowns in one game against them. Roll it. Now, keep your eye on number 27 in the light jersey. There he goes. And he's away to the races. Watch the speed of this destroyer as he finds this hole. Get over there now. Right along that line. Looks like a sobriety test. And he makes it. You watching, Rams? Ooh, by Lockheed. We could use him on the launching pad. Well, I'm pooped just from watching. Isn't that a little strenuous, Joe?
Yes, kind of.
Did you ever think of switching to touch football?
No, I'm not interested in politics.
You're interested in getting laughs, though, aren't you? And now, Joe, to present this award, here's 20th Century Fox lovely young star. You'll be seeing her with Elvis Presley in Wild as the Country, Miss Tuesday Wells. Nice to see you. That's enough. You're breaking training.
It's a great, great thrill for me to present this award to you as College Football Player of the Year.
Thank you.
And I have a personal little congratulations I'd like to give you. Mwah.
Please, one award at a time.
If this is Tuesday, I'd like to meet the rest of the week.
Thanks, Tuesday. It was nice of you to drop by and help us out, honey.
It's a pleasure. I just adore older men.
You consider him an older man?
Well, not very, but he's not middle-aged like Tab Hunter or Bob Wagner.
Tab and Robert Wagner are middle-aged?
Of course.
I better go over to Charles Coburn's and lie down.
Do you like football, Miss Wells?
Oh, yes, very much.
Well, I'd like to take you to the game at the Coliseum tonight.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Oh, wait, Joe. There's no game at the Coliseum tonight.
Oh, don't worry, Bob. We'll think of something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dana Andrews.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You can't have an all-star sports awards show without representatives of the two teams who tangled last fall in one of the most thrilling World Series of all time. First, the captain of the champion Pittsburgh Pirates, Dick Groat. That was a great series, Dick. My set hasn't been the same since.
I'm not over it yet either, Dana. I still dream of Yogi Berra.
Congratulations, Dick. And I say that as a Yankee loser. You sure took a load off my hip.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob. But you got to get in there and win when you can. Baseball's a tough racket.
You're so right. Look at Casey Stengel, a failure at 72.
That's one of the reasons why I never went in for baseball. Your reviews come wrapped in a pop bottle. Well, Bob, shall we roll the film and see Dick in action?
Let her roll. Now here's Dick belting a double down the right field line. There it goes. He scores another run for Crosby. Now watch him on defense. Watch this double play. There it goes. Groat to Mazeroski to Stewart to win the game. Happy in Pittsburgh. You think that's good? You should catch him in the Gillette commercials.
Well, Dick, it gives me great pleasure to present this to you as the outstanding player of the National League.
Thank you.
Good night, Dick.
Thank you, Dana.
Good night, Bob.
Thank you very much. Dick. Stick around, Dick. Now I want you all to meet the Yankee slugging star, Roger Maris. I believe you two have met.
Please, don't remind me.
Why, does it still hurt?
Only when I count my World Series cut.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
How you been?
Okay. You?
Okay.
Sounds like Khrushchev and Eisenhower meeting on the street. Well, roll the film and we'll see Roger hit the long ball. Watch Roger powder one to the right field bleachers for another Yankee homer. Oh, that's a happy gate. And now to present Roger's award, here's one of our truly great stars, lovely Jane Wyman.
Hi, Bobby.
Step right in here, Jane. There we are. You all right?
I guess so. I just feel a little out of place surrounded by all this muscle.
Yeah, think how I feel.
Now, don't be so modest, Bob. You'd make a fine ball player.
You think so?
Yeah, you'd be perfect. Even if you were trapped between first and seconds, your nose could be stealing third.
You laugh. You know, I liked her better as Johnny Belinda. Now that you got your laugh, honey, would you mind getting on with it?
All right, Bob. Roger, I'm very happy to present you with this award as the outstanding player of the American League.
Thank you very much, Miss Wyman.
Miss Wyman, I won an award, too.
Oh.
That's the story of my life. I can't score at any sport. Thank you. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Good luck to both of you. Now here's the outstanding player in college basketball. From Ohio State University, Mr. Jerry Lucas. Right here. How are you, Jerry?
How do you do, Bob?
You're not nervous, are you?
No, I feel fine.
Well, if there's anything you want, just let us know. We'll send it up. Jerry, I want to congratulate you on your fine achievements in basketball.
Thank you, Bob.
Could you give us an idea of your record this season?
Oh, I don't keep track of those things.
Well, just roughly.
Well, I scored 43 against Michigan, 28 against Wake Forest, 33 against McGill, 29 against Kentucky, and 27 against Wisconsin.
Glad he didn't make notes. We'd be here all night.
Bob, could I ask you for a favor?
Sure.
Would you autograph this for me?
Well, I'd be glad to. I feel like Jackie Gleason's masseur. Let me see here. Sam Snead, Kerry Middlecoff, Zsa Zsa Gabor? I thought you just arrived in town.
Oh, she happened to be on the plane with us.
Inside? Well, that's the way to fly, I'll tell you. There you are. Now, let's watch Jerry in action. Now, keep your eye on number 11 in the black jersey. There you are. He dumps it in. And watch him fly on this rebound. There it is. Now he fakes, hooks it in. 2 more points for Ohio State. And now to present Jerry's award, here's the gorgeous star of the Bob Lippert production, The Big Show, luscious Esther Williams. Good to see you, Esther. Nice of you to swim over.
Well, at this salary, I had to swim, Bob. What am I doing here, though? What am I going to do?
Well, Esther, we've asked you to give the award to Jerry for basketball. You do know what basketball is.
Well, in our group, we call it dry water polo.
In your group?
In my group.
That's pretty good for her. She's got more time underwater than Lloyd Bridges' makeup man. Go ahead.
All righty. Jerry, it's my pleasure on behalf of the Sports Writers of America to present you with this award as the nation's outstanding college basketball player.
Thank you very much, Miss Williams, and thank you.
Well deserved. Thank you. Thank you, Esther.
I went off with him, all
All right, darling. Ladies and gentlemen, the next winner selected by the Sports Writers is presently in training in Spring Valley, New York to defend his championship. He couldn't break training long enough to get to the coast, so I jetted into New York to bring him his award. The outstanding boxer of the year is the heavyweight champion, Mr. Floyd Patterson. Congratulations, Floyd, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bob. It's always nice to see an old friend.
Yeah. Let's keep it that way, huh? How's the training going, Floyd?
I'm in pretty good shape. I ran 5 miles before breakfast this morning.
Really? I ran 5 miles after breakfast.
Are you in training, too?
No, I'm a small tipper. Floyd, the last time you met Ingemar Johansson, you took pretty good care of. But what happened that first time when he got to you?
I don't know, Bob. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. If it wasn't for the newsreels, I wouldn't have seen the fight at all.
I know what you mean. Sounds like the story of my boxing career.
I heard about you, Bob. You used to fight under the name of Packy East, didn't you?
Well, that's what was embroidered on my trunks.
How come you didn't fight under your own name?
No, they weren't my trunks. No, I used to do pretty good. I used to lead with my left and hold my pants up with my right.
Funny, you don't look like a fighter.
Well, I had a 3-3 record.
3 wins and 3 losses?
No, 3 losses, and 3 times I didn't show up at all. But you showed up a few times, Floyd, so why don't we turn on the projector and watch you in action? Round 11, and Floyd is pulverizing Britain's Brian London. A solid 1-2-3, a left hook, and it's back to good old Jolly and a cup of tea. We're buddies. Anybody want to start anything? And now, Floyd, here to present your award is one of my favorite leading ladies, the star of the Broadway hit Wildcat, Miss Lucille Ball.
Congratulations, Floyd. And there you are. It's a pleasure to meet a real he-man.
Put up your dukes.
Bob, you wouldn't hit a woman.
How do you think you got that cauliflower nose?
That's the last hit picture now playing at your neighborhood theater that I make with her.
Floyd.
Unless Panama and Frank come up with another script real fast.
Floyd, being a fighter must be very exciting.
Well, it has its ups and downs.
I think Johansson hit him harder than he knows.
What's it like to be out there in the middle of a fight?
It's busy, awful busy. Hands flying at you from all directions. But a lady like you wouldn't understand.
Oh, yes, I understand, Floyd. I made 3 pictures with Bob.
Go to a neutral corner and wait for a straight line. Floyd, congratulations and good luck against the smorgasbord.
Thank you both, and good night, everybody.
Good night, Floyd.
Good night, Floyd. Good night.
And now I'd like you to meet the outstanding amateur tennis player of 1960, Barry Mckay. Barry, congratulations. Barry, you've had quite an impressive year. You won 12 big tournaments, including the Japanese Nationals, United States National Indoors, Italian Championships, United States National Clay Courts, Pacific Southwest, Pacific Coast Victorian Championships, River Oaks, Atlanta, and Dallas. What have you got to say?
Let me off when we get to Buffalo, Bob. You sound like a fan, Bob. Do you play tennis?
No, I gave up the game years ago after a set with my brother. We both jumped over the net to congratulate each other at the same time. I'm smiling, but they're my brother's teeth. What makes a net champion, Barry? Could you do anything with me, for example?
Why not, Bob? You've got a great tennis swing.
Really?
Sure, the trouble is you've been playing golf with it.
Careful, we haven't given out the award yet. And before we do, I'd like the audience to see you in action. Mckay serving. Watch the footwork that brought him the amateur championship. And here to present the award is one of our outstanding tennis players here on the coast, Miss Ginger Rogers, right here.
Outstanding amateur tennis player of 1960. Congratulations, Barry Mckay.
Thank you very much, Ginger.
Barry, has any tennis player been an outstanding amateur for 2 years in a row?
Not with Jack Kramer around, I'm afraid.
What made you decide to turn pro?
Well, I felt that after 6 years of representing our country abroad, winning trophies, and having a good time on an expense-paid tour, that was enough, and that was fine.
English translation, he needed the money.
But do you miss playing amateur tennis?
Only when I face Pancho Gonzalez.
I wonder what it's like being on the other side of one of Pancho's big serves.
Well, have you ever faced anything going 113 miles an hour, Ginger?
Mm-hmm, every evening, going home on the freeway.
I know, I'm a loser, too.
Barry, I'm sure that there are many young people out there who would aspire to be where you are today. So what advice would you offer them?
Well, I think if you've committed yourself to some goal and it's something that you really want to do, you have to work at it very hard. And it takes practice and more practice, as everyone knows. But I think the biggest battle any man has to win is over himself. And at the moment, I'm still fighting that battle.
Thank you, Barry. I think you'll win it. And good luck in your professional career.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night, Ginger. Thank you very much. The most coveted gold medal in the Olympic Games is the one awarded for the decathlon. Actually, it's 10 events in one requiring a superhuman combination of speed, skill, strength, stamina, and courage. Last summer in the Olympic Stadium in Rome, 100,000 people stood up en masse, cheered and wept as an American boy fought his way to a fantastic 8,392 points, shattering the world's decathlon record. Small wonder that the sports writers picked as track and field man of the year Mr. Rayford Johnson. Congratulations, Rayford. You really deserve it.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Well, let's get right to it. How did you do it?
Do what?
Well, beat everybody in the Olympics.
Well, Bob, there were two fellows behind me, one from China and one from Russia. And if I didn't want to get stepped on, I had to keep moving.
President Kennedy made the same speech just last month. But the competition must have been pretty rough.
It was. There were 7,000 athletes, and they all wanted a gold medal.
Lucky we had you, or our gold reserves would really be in trouble. Well, how political was the battle?
From what I saw, very little. The Olympics isn't a Cold War, Bob. It's a sport. When you get down on the starting blocks, everyone's equal. And the fastest one wins and everybody else loses.
Sounds like payday at Jack Benny's house. Well, you're one of our greatest ambassadors, Rayford.
Well, I enjoyed it, Bob. I made some very good friends, including several Russians.
Well, did they hit you with any propaganda?
No. All we talked about was sports. It's our common bond. The one thing that brings us all together.
Well, maybe the UN should meet at the bowling alley, huh? Rafe, let's take a look at your spectacular performance in the Olympics. It's the Olympic Stadium in Rome. Keep your eye on 227 as he flies by on the 1,500 meters. Watch this tremendous coil as he pumps the shot. 57 feet. Now he vaults to 13 feet 5 1/4 inches. Got a mouthful of sawdust and a gold medal for the USA. And here to present your award officially is the star at stage, screen, and General Electric Theater, Mr. Ronald Reagan.
Congratulations, Rayford. We're all mighty proud of you.
Thank you, Mr. Reagan.
Well, what's next on your schedule, Rafe? Are you going to open your own Coliseum?
No, I hope to become a fine actor like Mr. Reagan.
I hope he makes it on G Theater because he's through here tonight.
I understand that Rayford already has a fine start in pictures.
I hope so, Mr. Reagan. I'm under contract to 20th Century Fox, and my first picture is called The Fiercest Heart.
What is it, Spartacus with Band-Aids? Well, Rafe, judging from your past performances, I know this will be a winner, too.
Congratulations again, Rayford, and good luck in your new career.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Rayford. The award for outstanding performance in professional football goes, I'm happy to say, to a man I've known for many years and admired greatly. He's been a sensational quarterback for 12 years, and in 1960 climaxed his career by leading the Philadelphia Eagles to the championship. Here is Norman Van Brocklin.
After that glowing introduction, I feel a twinge of regret that I'm no longer an active football player.
Well, on behalf of the Rams, I want to thank you for retiring from football. And I want to wish you the very best of luck, Norm, on your new assignment as head coach of the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, thank you very kindly, Bob.
You know, as the outstanding pro football player in 1960, we'd like to know some of your secrets. Now, as a quarterback, did you call all your own plays?
No, just the ones that work, Bob.
Well, you've certainly given us plenty in every game you played, including the Pro Ball game where you threw 3 sensational touchdown passes. Incidentally, Van, what team holds the record for the longest pass?
Well, it's got to be the Rams. I mean, they threw me all the way from L.A. to Philadelphia.
And I wish you had been on a yo-yo. Remind me. Now, before we lay this trophy on, I'd like our audience to see the reason why you're getting this award. That's Van, number 11, fading back to hit McDonald, number 25. His usual trick. And it's a touchdown. That's number 11. Same battery. You'll find him. There's a pinpoint pass. Watch this beautiful pass. Donald's there somewhere. There he is. 6 more points. Just cooled himself off. And here to present the award is lovely Jane Russell. Van, you know Jane Russell, don't you?
You mean Mrs. Bob Waterfield?
Well, that all depends on what appeals to you most.
Congratulations, Norm. You know, these trophies are so pretty, I wish they'd let girls play football.
Well, I don't think that'd be much of a game, but those crazy huddles.
You know, football needs a man like this. Incidentally, Van, what do you think about the Rams trading Bill Wade?
Well, you ought to know. You're one of the owners.
I just have the mineral rights. I get all the gold teeth knocked out during the game.
You know, I should have known he didn't buy these trophies.
Next time Paleface plays the Late Show, I hope the Indians get you. But you'd better present the award to Van, honey.
Before you do, I want to thank you, Bob and Jane, and judges for selecting me for this award. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the league that deserve it more than I do.
There he is, one of the great passers of all time, and still throwing it pretty good. You deserve it, man. All right, Jane.
All right. To the outstanding professional football player, Norman Van Brocklin. Here you go, Dutch.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Dutch. Good luck next year. All right. You know, when it came to Golfer of the Year, I was delighted the sports writers picked one of my better pupils. He's the leading money winner of all time, and his fantastic tournament wins include the Masters, the National Open, the Canadian Cup, and the San Diego, Houston, and St. Petersburg Opens. Here is the Iron Man from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Mr. Arnold Palmer, right here. You boy. Congratulations, Arnold. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bob. I brought you a little present.
Well, really? Gee, it's a ball with my name on it.
Yeah, I found it in the rough at Tamara's.
I better do something about my slice. The day I lost this, I was playing at El Dorado. You know, golf's probably the most elusive game in the world. One day I got it, the next day it's gone. With my game, Arnold, what can I do to become a consistent winner?
Cheat.
Boy, how come you read that better than any other line?
Well, Bob, let's be reasonable. There's no quick, easy trick to learning the game. You need that time on the practice tee, those hours sweating over a hot wedge. I started when I was just a kid.
Well, how old were you then? About 12?
Please don't mention that number.
I know the feeling. I know. What happened that day in the L.A. Open?
Well, Bob, I was out there pretty good on the fairway with my drive, and I just knocked 4 balls out of bounds and ended up holing out for 12.
Well, where'd you finish that day?
On a psychiatrist's couch.
Well, let's take a look at some of your better days when you sent your opponents there. We're at the 18th of the Masters in Augusta, Georgia. Ow. Palmer's drive is all power, 270 yards uphill. Here's the money shot. A 6-iron. Watch this little offering. Dead to the pin. I know that feeling. Three-foot curler, and Palmer wins. There's a happy boy. And now to present your award, here's the pro from the Old Bourbon Country Club, Mr. Dean Martin, right here.
Congratulations. Here's your prize. I hope you can get the stopper out. I couldn't.
No. Thank you, Dean.
Well, I'm glad you appreciate it. You know, I don't usually do anything this physical. Bringing that thing out feels like
he makes Como look like a flash act.
Hacker, how's your back?
My back? What gave you the idea I had trouble with my back?
Well, I saw you at Palm Springs lifting a golf course with your wedge. Shoot. Last time I saw a man swing like that, he was hanging from a tree.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute, yeah.
Hey, how'd you get out of that trap?
I rode out on a camel.
You've got the makings of a pretty good golfer, Dean. You lean into that ball real good.
He leans whether there's a ball there or not.
Arnold, if you're on the Diners Club, I'd like to buy a few lessons.
I think that could be arranged.
Yeah. Oh, what do you charge Florence here for?
Oh, he pays double.
A double? Who's got a double? You got a double? Oh, double! Double he pays, yeah.
Well, after I give him a lesson, I have to take one myself.
Now, wait a minute.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Bob.
you, Arnold. Thank you, Dean boy.
Well, thank you, Robert.
Congratulations. Good luck on the tour, and keep your head down, will you?
Thank you, Bob.
Right.
Come on, Arnold. I know a place where they make keen milkshakes.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about time we beat the #1 enemy of our national health. Don't fear heart disease, fight it. Support the Heart Fund, our best defense against heart disease. By the way, right now, before that spring sales upturn comes, it's an awfully good time to get a terrific deal on the '61 Buick. Take the gang this weekend down to your quality Buick dealer. Try them both out, the full-size Buick and the special-size Buick Special. Good night.
Bob Hope Buick Show has been presented by Buick, the clean look of action in the full-size Buick and the special-size Buick Special. See Buick by General Motors at your quality Buick dealer. Watch for the next Bob Hope Buick Show on Wednesday, April 12th, when Bob's guests will be Patty Page and Phil Harris. And now, this is Frank Barton, reminding you that next week at this time, be sure to see Peter Loves Mary, starring Peter Lind-Hayes and Mary Healy, over most of these NBC stations. This program was pre-recorded.